we're doing now is making our glucose. We're putting our sugar straight into a nice warm pan, and with a gentle heat on about medium, we're just going to gently stir that, and you'll see that slowly melt. You can see that starting to grab there on the bottom of the pan a little bit, so we keep it moving. And what it'll do, it'll get nice and chunky like big rocks, and then it'll smooth itself back out to a lovely soft glucose liquid. This process generally takes about 5 minutes. And as you can see there, it's starting to melt that sugar down. So you just keep stirring. You don't want to let it sit because you'll find it will burn, and the last thing you want is a burnt caramel. So just gentle movement. It's a very slow process, and you can see it's starting to form into the rocks now. And you can see the gentle heat that I've got on there. You can see that starting to liquefy. So make sure we get the edges as well. Right, so now we're just melting our sugar down nice and slowly in the pot, and you can see that heat that we're using, a nice gentle heat. What we can do is just get a teaspoon to just get any extra sugar that gets stuck on your spoon, and that's all away. So that's coming along nicely now. And it's nearly there. Now you must be extra careful when doing this process due to safety, because caramel burns are horrible. Caramel is an extremely hot product, so you want to be very careful. And there we have it, melted sugar, caster sugar into a nice caramel. So there's no lumps in there at all. It's a beautiful clear caramel. So what I'm going to do now, very carefully, is add our orange juice. We just put a little bit of our orange juice in there like that. And you'll see how dangerous doing this can be as far as steam burns go with caramel, so you've got to be super careful. Add a little bit of your orange juice at a time. And there you have it. What we'll do now is we'll take that off the heat, and we'll let that cool down, and it will be ready to start our creme caramels. So what we're doing now, our caramels just cooled slightly. We're just going to pour that into the bottom of the moulds as such, and then we'll just pop that in the fridge to let that set. So that's been resting for about 5 minutes to get to this stage at this point. So there we go, caramels in, we'll let that cool down. Pop those straight in the fridge. Voila! The next step for our creme caramels, we've got in here 3 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks, and we're going to pop that into the mixing bowl with our 100 grams of caster sugar. Pop that in like such. And we're going to give that a nice solid beating. Just combine all the ingredients. Now that we've got that nice and fluffy and light, what we're going to do is gently pour our milk mixture in that's been cooling down for the last 25 minutes. And nice and slowly. Lovely. Now the trick to the perfect creme caramel is to let this now sit for about 10 minutes. Because we've aerated it so well, there's going to be lots of bubbles in there, and you don't want bubbles in your creme caramel. So we're going to let that set for 10 minutes, come back and I'll show you the next step. The next step of the process, all these bubbles have risen to the top, as you can see, a nice bit of froth. So what we want to do is just get all that froth off. There we go, and we'll just give that ladle a quick rinse. Get those bubbles off. And now what we do, we'll get rid of that. The caramels that have set nicely. What we'll do now is just gently pour the mixture in like such. And there we have it. You'll find there'll be no, once that bakes through, there won't be any air bubbles in there. It'll be a perfect creme caramel. The last step of the process, we've got our oven on at 160 degrees, preheated, ready to go for our caramels. What I do is I put a little bit of newspaper in the bottom of your tray, and then we pour the water over that, and that will actually stop your water boiling in the oven, hence ruining your caramels. So we fill that up about halfway, and we're ready to pop those in the oven. We'll see you in 45 minutes. Our cream caramels have come out of the oven, 45 minutes at 160 degrees. So I'll just let them cool slightly in the water for about 15 minutes. So they're easy to manage, so we'll take those out. And you'll see they're set quite well. They're like a nice firm jelly. So once we put those in the fridge, they'll cool down and we'll be ready to eat some cream caramels. Alright, the last stage of our creme caramel is going to be the decoration stage. We're going to gently move our knife around the creme caramel, pushing hard against the edge. That all the way around. And the next step is to put the plate on the top, turn it upside down with your thumbs there. Oh, it came out first go, beautiful. And that should lift and be self-saucing. Look at that. Now, for those of you out there who aren't very good with whipping cream, I have bought cream in the jar. Simple procedure, and all you need to do is 1, 2, 3 scoops each side. We've got some lovely black grapes from the markets tonight. And put one of those there. We can use strawberries, kiwi fruit, orange, make it as colourful as you like. And there it is, the simplest of simple cream caramel desserts. Now the big test with the creme caramel to see if you've got a 100% score is when you cut into it, you want it to be smooth like glass, not bubbly. So we'll do a little test and we'll see just how we went tonight. And as you can see, it doesn't get much smoother than that. Bon appetit.